Welcome back, humans! You know what day it is, and I'm back with the end of the week vent session. And before I get started, I would appreciate it if you would hit that subscription, hit that like button, and turn on your notifications, because I'm here twice a week. My name is Jaime, and man, I'm ready to fucking vent. I can't even hold in the cuss words because I got a vent already. You say people just be doing some dumb shit. And this happens to be deal with the NBA. I guess 18. I'm just getting right to it. Like I said, there's no time. You know what I'm saying? There's just no time. You just gotta do it. 18 ex NBA players, professional NBA players, and they weren't like bums. They were like legitimate. People knew these names, and I ain't gonna name them all, but I'll name a few of these players. They're all involved in some kind of insurance fraud scheme, and they all got busted. 18 players that was in the NBA. And that's just nuts, man. And you hear a lot of these stories where these guys go broke real quick, but I don't think this was the case. I think they were just just trying to scam the system. And apparently the Terrence Williams, I think he was for the Celtics. He was labeled as the mastermind of this whole thing, like the ringleader. And so this dude would get fake documents, and all these other players would fill out these paperwork for insurance money. And they would get money from the insurance, and they would never have, whatever they fill this paperwork out. Like, I need dental implants, or I need to go get surgery, or I got to get this worked on. I got to go with this. And they get all this money, and they wouldn't get nothing done. They would just be getting this money from insurance all this whole time. And I guess, these guys all scammed about up to, close to, $4 million or up to $4 million of insurance money. And they didn't get, none of these medical or dental procedures done. And, some of these players, I was like, man, I recognize a lot of these names, but some of them, I was a fan of, Glenn Big Baby Davis from the Celtics. Come on, man. This dude was all fucking doing insurance fraud, dude. And I figured he was a popular player, and he probably made a bunch of money. And then, like I said, you got Terrence Williams, you got Tony Allen. He was a real good defensive player from the Lakers. The guy guards everybody. You know what I'm saying? Then you got fucking Will Bynum's punk ass. He used to be on the Pistons coming off the bench, super little. He's my size, and will go just rise up on dunking people and dunking on everybody. And then this dude got in trouble too. So I guess all these guys got arrested, and I don't know really what the charges are going to be, but they're all getting charged for fraud. And apparently Terrence Williams was labeled as the ringleader. My man's going to be taken to fall as like I said, the ringleader, the boss of this fraud scheme. And that's just crazy because they have the NBA, I guess, has this health, insurance company or whatever, takes care of their insurance and some of their health benefits. And these guys were taking advantage of it. And like I said, I wonder where he got these documents, because they say they were I don't know if they were just blank sheets and you could just write whatever you wanted and then send them to your insurance company. I don't know what, but that's pretty crazy, dude. Like $4 million worth of insurance money. That's just pretty shady. And like I said, you hear about all these players where, they just got all this money. They're on top of the world. Like I said, Tony Allen too, winning on the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Championship Lakers. I don't know how many times he was defensive player of the year. You know what I'm saying? So I know them guys he made some lot of money. And you hear about a lot of these guys just going broke real quick. I don't know if they really went broke, but I mean, they're probably gonna have to. I saw some of the things where they're gonna have to pay that money back. And plus I don't know if they're gonna go to jail. But that's just bananas, man. You see all these scamming things going on inside the system. You should have gave them a better contract. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they should have got through. I don't know, but that's just wild. They could just fill out these documents themselves and get all these checks just written to them like nothing. I can't do that with my insurance if I had to do something with my insurance. They're ID number, all this stuff you got to know. And then I'm there and I got to have this they gave me all these receipts. There's all these receipts of real shit being done. So I don't know if they had receipts. It's just crazy how they was doing this scam. It's a crazy scam. It's just wild. Shit. It's just crazy, man, the way people be doing these things. I don't know, man. That's just crazy, but just hustling that money that way. I don't know, man. That's just I don't know if they're getting any jail time, but that's just crazy. Just crazy. But keeping on a little bit of sports topic, I don't know, I'm sure everybody's heard about the Raiders coach resigning, John Gruden of the Raiders, or formerly of the Raiders. And, I guess some emails leaked. And he said some really bad things, I guess, on the emails you ain't supposed to say, I guess. But apparently, I thought they were, like, private emails. Like, I don't understand, like, how your private emails just, like, become unprivate. Like, or you was, like, between somebody else. And then they're like, all of a sudden they just throw them out to the public or whatever. I don't know. That's crazy. But he said some things that he shouldn't have said. He said, I think he said some like homophobic things and some, I don't know if he said any racial things, but he said, I know for sure he said some things about that. Like he said some things about the commissioner of football, hiring people and a lot of homophobic slurs in the emails. And so, the emails made public, like I said, his privacy just came out. And so he had rather than get fired and do all these other things, he decided to, just resign and get out of the way and, get it over with. And that's just crazy, man. Because nowadays, like I said, your privacy, you just don't have privacy anymore. There's just no such thing as privacy anymore. Like, I don't even know, and I don't want to find out, but I don't even know if we're if taking a shit is private anymore. I don't even know if it's private when I'm in my own home taking a shit. Like, I don't even know if it's private anymore. And I don't want to find that out. Like, sometimes I just wonder if, maybe I have to leave my phone over there, out of the room and just go to the bathroom. And there might be some way, it might not be as private as I think it is. Because it seems like there's just no more privacy no more. You just, there was that old film back in the day with Roddy Piper in that film. It was They Live. That's what it kind of feels like back then. Like when they started getting exposed, you'd see these drones flying around and all kinds of shitty tech. The movie was super, the technology wasn't there yet, but it was all these things that's out now. And he was all in this movie. And you just wonder how private, where your privacy really is. Like if we ever did discover a pair of those sunglasses to let you see what was really going down. But I really wouldn't want to find out as far as the bathroom goes. Because I would feel I feel like that could be the only place we probably still have a little bit of our own space. But I don't know. And I don't want to find that one out. Like I said, that would just be locked in the books. Should just keep it in the books. But when you see those politicians and stuff like that, you hear about their emails coming out and that Epstein dude, all those documents come out. Those ones seem to not go out to the public. But if it's somebody else like a football player or a coach, they're going to bring those ones out to the public right away, ASAP. You're going to get in trouble for this one, And you know what I think is crazy about this one? He said these things in an email and got in trouble. But nobody's going after the Patriots owner when, I think it was a year or two ago after they won the Super Bowl, or probably 2 years ago or 3 years ago when he won one with Brady, and my man got busted in a massage parlor getting hand jobs. He's the owner of the Patriots, and he got busted in a massage parlor for getting handies and happy endings, and that place was, notorious for happy endings. The stocks in the place probably went up through the roof because nobody got in trouble, and he still got to be the owner of the team. He didn't have to resign. He just got hand jobs. And he probably went back for more hand jobs. And nobody said shit about it. There was the guy who owned, I think he owned the Clippers. And he got mad and yelled at his girlfriend, his little girlfriend or whatever. She was super way younger than him. And he was probably she's probably his pawn or, to get people and, use her to get things, and maybe woo a client, some kind of thing. But I guess he got mad and I don't know if it was a phone call. I don't remember if it was a phone call or a video or something. But he was yelling at the lady or telling her to not put pictures of the guys that she, dates behind his back or dates on the side on Facebook or one of the social medias. And he literally had to lose the team because he was Bill Burr, shout out to Bill Burr, does a really funny bit about it in one of his stand-up specials where he says he plays that scenario out really, really funny where he's I don't care if you go and dance with him or whoever, whatever. And he's like, just don't put it on Facebook. And he's like, real screaming real loud. It's really funny. But you know what I mean? That's like, nothing happened to this dude. But this guy got busted with an email and like right away, he loses his job, like boom. But nobody talks about the owner of the Patriots, Robert Kraft, getting happy endings. He didn't get no trouble. They were like, Robert Kraft, busted off, getting handy. You know what I'm saying? Busting nuts, hand job style. Winning Super Bowl rings and shit like that. Hand jobs. And like, I just can't say that enough because that's what happened. He was getting them and paying like for like basically prostitution and nothing happened at all. Nothing happened at all. I think that's wild. But this dude, like I said, it's just a matter of like who they decide, which sharks decide to bite the victim. The media sharks, they're like, oh, we're going to get this dude. But then if it's this guy or whatever, oh no, he donated some money, like not that guy. He's okay. It's kind of wild. Happy endings and nothing happened to him. At all. And somebody else's like emails, like, Project 46's kids' emails are out there and nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. But if it was somebody else's kids' emails, whoa. Maybe stopping presses. Like Jack Nicholson said back in the old Batman. Like stop the press. I don't know if he said that or was that a quote in the Prince song from the Batman movie. So it might be misquoting Jack Nicholson. But I thought he said stop the press. I don't know. I'm going to have to look that up. But too late, I done said it. Anyways. Keeping it on a little sports tip one more time for a little bit. You ever wonder why? I always wondered why, like when teams win championships, it happens here, but maybe not in certain sports. But we did have a certain like nice run with Stanley Cups in hockey, and pretty much that's it. No. Because it's been a long time since the Tigers won. It's been a long time, Lions just haven't won. And so it's like when I see like other places win, or even when we were winning, like when the Red Wings were like, a dominant team in the hockey league, in the NHL. Why when people win championships, and not just here, like in every other places, people just go right to like rioting. Like people just like, that's our like go-to move. Let's go burn some shit. Like that's like, let's burn shit. Like heck yeah, we won. Burn shit. Like I don't know what it is. Like why is that like our first move? I just don't get like there's like like oh my gosh I'm so excited grab the gasoline, give me the matches something. I just noticed like a lot of teams there's always like a big time destruction. Somebody's car's getting flipped over. Maybe some light posts and street lights get knocked down and all kinds of stuff just all along the way. And I just understand why that's the go-to move. You should be happy and like celebrate, but not just with destruction. Like we just go to destruction a lot. Like I said, there's a reason the aliens ain't exposing themselves yet because it's gonna be crazy. Like someone's gonna make a move. You know what I mean? And it's gonna cause a bunch of crap. And they're not dumb on that part. They're just watching like, no, man, just keep blended in. Make sure your battery's charged on your human suit because these motherfuckers are ready to go at any second. Like I said, that popcorn scenario, that popcorn metaphor. They just put all the kernels in that little machine and it just starts filling up into popping up, and just like popping off everywhere. We're ready to at any minute. That's why I was saying like about before, like that peaceful unity. But like I said, man, people go crazy when we win. Now, let's say if we won a Super Bowl here, like if the Lions won a Super Bowl here, yeah, if we did, this team, like this team right here, that would be so weird first. Everybody be tripping out there first, like, whoa. But I think the city would burn. I think the city would burn down to the ground. And if we won a Super Bowl here in Detroit. When they had the Super Bowl here, they're like, what if we made it there? Like, But if our team made it to the Super Bowl, excuse me, and won, I think the city would crumble. We'd register on the Richter scales of earthquakes bigger than you've ever heard before. We'd make tsunamis in all the Great Lakes because the city would just go down and crumble. People jumping and going crazy. Flipping, there'd be more than just flipping cars. It'd be just buildings going down. It'd be crazy. It'd be just crazy things. The whole city would be flattened. And then we rebuild it, but I think, then we rebuild it and, get ready for next season and see if we can do it again. See if we can go and win again. We'd be rating like, oh, we got to do it again. No, but I think our city would be dangerous. And I'm wondering if there's like a conspiracy to this, because you see those conspiracies about rigged sports, and you see all these little clips of things being rigged in sports and all this stuff, and you're like, and all these new documentaries come out about rigged sports where they do like shaving points and all this other crazy, like, so we'd only get that little 10-second thing on SportsCenter too after we'd win. They'd just be like, hey, Detroit won. Now back to Tom Brady. In Super Bowl news, Detroit Lions won the first Super Bowl ever in their franchise. Ever. People fainted. People were like crying. It was just crazy stuff. Okay, Tom Brady. And they would just go right to Tom Brady anyways. They wouldn't even care. They would just go right to Tom Brady. But I wonder if there's a conspiracy in sports, because that's probably why the Lions organization isn't allowed to make a championship football team. And let me explain. Like I'm saying, like this couldn't be that Lions curse. This could have been like my man saw the paperwork and he was like, oh my goodness. He saw in the honeycomb, he got in the beehive, saw the queen's nest. And he, saw that it's very dangerous to the city itself because it's the Motor City. It's all we got. It's like all we got is the Motor City. And so like it would be crazy. So that's why they probably don't stop they won't let the team be dominant, So when they see all these good players and they put it don't matter what manager comes in here, don't matter what coach. That's why our other coach cried. He was just like he cried last week, I think it was. We lost and he cried. Our coach cried. And he's like a legitimate, respected, a good reputation coach in the NFL. And he cares about the game so much. And he knew he's on the Lions. I think it's because he just realized, shit, I'm on the Lions. And then he started crying. And I love my team no matter what. We got cool uniforms. Like I said, my team will eventually be good one day. They will be good one day, whether I get to see it or somebody. This team will be good before football changes. We will be a good team one day. That's all I could say about that. Or, it's good to have hope. But I think there's like some hidden rule in paperwork. The Lions can't have a championship team because it'd be dangerous for the whole city, possibly even the state. And that's my little conspiracy I got on that. To make me feel better inside, maybe. Maybe it's just make me feel warmer inside to know that I think maybe there's some kind of rebellious plan to distort the Lions to keep the city safe. Just to make myself feel good about it. But our coach cried the other week because we lost. I'm not even expecting much from this year because, there's a lot of stuff happening. And the quarter, there's not a lot of weapons here. We got some little good pieces in the team, but we always seem to have little good pieces. It's always like, we got a good here, we got this good. I mean, it's just, I'm not expecting much. It's like a rebuild team. They expected it to be a rebuild. So I don't know what happened with the coach, man, because I know it's a rebuild, and he just cried. He just cried. Yep, he did it. But anyways, let me continue. It's been circulating through the news. I actually watched the episode. It was super long. I had to watch it in bits because it was like 3 hours, a little bit over 3 hours, I think. And Joe Rogan, like I said, I made an way earlier episode. I made fun of the studio thing because they were deleting some comments or something like that. And I was just having fun with it, just trying to be funny. And anyways, he not really got into it. There was just this one part of the show that seems to catch the media, and everybody's kind of jumping at it. But the whole episode wasn't like this. But this was a good point, good piece to use. But the media jumped on all of it. Rogan had that Dr. Gupta from CNN and all these things, and they had a great, interview. Like I said, it was kind of long. I had to chop it up. But the media got this one piece where Rogan decided, stand up for himself, which I thought was kind of cool. And I'm not saying like, my man's like a super genius or nothing like that, but I like the way he stood up for himself as far as, because he was misrepresented. They were talking about that, the horse medicine or whatever they were doing. And, and so he defended himself to let him know, no, I was using something that was prescribed by a doctor. Why did you not say anything when you know that was a lie? And so he tried to backpedal a little bit, but Joe Rogan wouldn't let him. I really thought it was hilarious because the guy was like, we're going too fast here. Can we restart to this and that? And he was like, no. You guys lied about me, man. Like, you're supposed to be my friend, and like another thing that bothered me about that, but I'll get to that in a second, like Joe Rogan's like, you're supposed to, I know you, like you, and, you let these guys lie about me when that wasn't accurate, what what was stated. And he goes, you're right, blah, blah, blah. And so, he does this thing and, like I said, Rogan, defended himself and, kind of did this, did a little back and forth and whatnot. And so after the interview, like I said, he went back to his channel and back to his network at CNN. And they did this edit job where they tried to make it seem like Rogan was like, not knowing what he's talking about. They tried to do this edit job, but they couldn't because if you use any of his audio, he specifically said shit he knew he was talking about. And it was just really funny. But the way that Gupta was like just flip-flopped and everything. He was just like, oh, and I was afraid that I was going to be like Rogan was going to come over the table and beat me up or something like that. That's what I felt like when I was there. Like he felt threatened or something when he was there. And I watched the interview video. I watched the video version with, and they were chilling the whole time. I don't know what he's talking about. He started flip-flopping and doing all this weird shit. But I also follow Joe Rogan on Instagram. And he put a post up after their interview and about the episode, which promoted the episode. And he said, I had a good interview with this guy. You guys should check out the episode. He even says a guy I consider my friend. Like Joe Rogan calls this guy a friend, a personal friend. Like he said, you're a guy I consider my friend. And while Gupta's back over there, who supposedly Joe Rogan thinks is his friend, is over here flip-flopping on everything he fucking said on his network. And saying that he felt threatened that Joe Rogan was going to, go over there and beat him up or something if he doesn't say the right, give me the right answer I want to hear, or give me the right, follow the right ideology while you're on my episode or my show or something like that. He said he felt threatened and shit. While the other man said he felt he had a great interview and exchange with his friend, and I just thought that was crazy how he flip-flopped on that. And I didn't think that was cool at all. That part got me like the most really upset, because, Joe Rogan, has a really respectable show. Not only he's a fucking highly one of the right now, he's one of the top comedians out there right now. And he's doing a thing. And so it's just crazy, man. I just think I don't know. It's just wild to me when that stuff happens. I don't know. It just kind of bothers me. Like I said, he sat there face to face with him and was being all cool. And Joe Rogan thought the man was like his actual friend. Then he just went over there and just flip-flopped on him. That was just crazy. That was some punk shit. That was some punk shit. You can say it, humans. That was some punk shit. But anyways, I really think that, like, I'm married and all these things like that, but I've been hearing all these crazy, I did some in previous episodes, like those crazy, horrible dating stories from single people going on those dating apps. Those are using dating apps even. But I don't think that like social media would be the place to go and date. When people are like, you should go to church, find some good people. There's nothing wrong with that too, but who knows? Unless you got some wackos at your church, But I don't think it's like social media would be the place to find like a date. I don't even know because like I said, I'm old. So I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I just, after seeing all these like, crazy dating scenario stories you hear, when, and then people post on there when they put themselves out there and they'll put them posts out there like, I need a man who does this, and like on the Facebook thing or like, I need a woman who does this or a real woman does this or, And who can say the same? You know, those ones like that, those ones crack me up. Like, I make breakfast, on one leg and doing a handstand. I bet you nobody can share this post, or nobody can do the same. Them stupid posts are just dumb, by the way. But anyways, but them ones are like I'm saying, like, I need a woman who does this, or a man who does this, or whatever does this, you know. And then I got the one with like, Capricorns and Virgos fuck better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, but I'm just saying, it's all those crazy, it invites crazy things because you're just copying and pasting something that might be misinterpreted. Like I said before, when people are like, post some kind of shit that kind of makes you think they're depressed or something, and you go and reach out to them, and then they put this like redactive statement the next time. It's like another one, like, just because I posted it, I'm not going through it, just to save their ass or whatever, because people all just started messaging them privately, like, yo, you want to talk? You okay? Everything okay? And they were just like, look, man, it was a good one. I just posted it. And so then you got to face back all the backlash. But if you do find somebody that you feel safe enough and to go out on a date, like, oh, it's this nice person, you could run into this person. What happened to this woman here? She met a person on a date and decided to, the person was nice enough, and I'm going to go on a date and just risk it. We're going on a date. So she was asked to pick him up. First of all, he ain't driving. Okay, is that a red flag for every woman out there that's single? Like I said, I'm old, I'm married. So I don't know if that's like automatically a red flag these days, because a lot of people Uber or do whatever. So is that normal now? When a guy don't have a ride? So it's like you're picking him up. First of all, she's picking him up. But to me, I'm old school. I think it's kind of funny that you ain't got no ride. To me, that'd be a red flag. Red flag, I'm driving. Okay. So she picks him up, and, he wants to go out to dinner. He's like, oh, cool. Thanks for picking me up. We should go out to dinner. And then he gives her I guess he started giving her like turn by turn instructions instead of doing no GPS shit. He was like, okay, turn up here. And then up here you can turn. Like, he could be leading her to a dark alley somewhere, like the last drive of her life. You know what I'm saying? But she kept going. And she was like, he turned, and she, it came to a Taco Bell. Your first date, you're going to Taco Bell. You live in large. You made it. You didn't made it, and you might have found the one when your first date's Taco Bell. That's what I was always saying. As a young man growing up, you made it if you're invited to Taco Bell. So the first date, it's Taco Bell. So they get to Taco Bell, and he gets there, and he orders 100 tacos. 100 hard-shell tacos. So they ordered the food, and he looks at her, and he tells her he forgot his wallet. Another red flag. First you picked him up, he didn't drive. Then you don't got the money, and you're paying for 100 tacos. How do you know you got money, like, just straight up for 100 tacos, like, just on your first date? Like, you just know she's got it like that? Like, did you do her background check? Like, what was up with that? All the way, to me, there was like the red flags are all over the place. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm older, so I don't know if this is like the new thing. Like, it's cool to be broke. I got you. I don't know if I don't think that's cool, but I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while. I'm not single, so I don't know. This is just what I've been seeing, this pattern. It's like, man, it's crazy. So she had to pay for the 100 tacos, drive the dude on this crazy fucking voyage to fucking Taco Bell, go to Taco Bell on your first date, and so they want to go back to he said he wants to go back to his place, and she goes back to his place to, with all these fucking, 30 pounds of tacos, you know what I'm saying? So they, put all the tacos on the table, and my man shouts something out. I forget what he says, but I'm just going to make something up myself, but I forget what he said. Something like, come and get it. And fucking, all of a sudden this old man comes in a robe, and it was his dad or something, or grandpa, I don't even know. But it was this old guy. And he came there and just like was just eating tacos over them while they were like on this like dinner date at his house that she fucking paid for, and drove him to pick it up and fed everybody in this house that could have been like a halfway house or something. Who the fuck knows? My man she bought 100 tacos for this dude, and he's just standing in a robe just eating over them while they're supposed to be on his date. That would be very uncomfortable. That would be super uncomfortable. And that's why I was saying, like, you got to be careful on like social media to just show like, it's okay to let people know, like, yes, I'm single, or whatever. I'm not like, yes, let yourself know that you're single, but you got to do it in a safe way, just I wouldn't put those kind of posts out there, you know what I mean? Because it would just bring those kind of people, like the ones you got to buy 100 tacos for. And then you got to wait for his grandpa/dad, to eat the tacos in his robe, probably with his nuts hanging out the boxers, right behind you guys. And he's probably a open mouth chewer too. Probably like hum, and he hums like the flamingo kid. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. And if you did, I would appreciate it if you would hit that subscription, hit that like button, and turn on your notifications, because I'm here twice a week. And my name is Jaime, and this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya.